Last August, one evening, I started having chest pain. This was really weird for me because I'd never had anything like that before, and it kind of scared me. I decided to just wait until morning to see if the pain would subside. Once it hit morning, I was still having these chest pains, and so I went to the hospital to get everything checked out, and they did an EKG and a chest x-ray, which both came out fine. And then they did a blood test. The results of the blood test were so abnormal that they decided to do a second test just to make sure the counting machine was doing well for the blood count. The results came out and my platelets were really, really high. This kind of alarmed me, and they sent me to a hematologist in Wichita, and to make a long story short, I found out that I had a blood disorder called essential thrombocytosis, which just means high platelets in your blood. This was a very serious condition, and something really bad could have happened had I not gone in to get my chest pains checked out. I could have had a blood clot or something like that. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of getting medical screens. You might ask, who should be screened? Everyone, but especially middle-aged adults, should have regular medical checkups. Medical screens are different from just regular checkups. Medical screens are testing for specific problems such as cancers, heart disease, and anything just abnormal happening in your body. Let's move on to the first reason you should be screened. The first reason you should be screened is if you have a history of these problems in your family. Family history is directly correlated with heart disease and cancer. The Center for Disease Control suggests that someone is 3 times more likely to suffer from heart disease if they had an immediate family member who had it also. There are 1.5 million heart attacks in America every year, and half of those are people under the age of 65. The number 1 contributor to heart disease is family history. And a family I knew in St. John saw the effects of family history in heart disease firsthand. It was a family of 4 that I knew growing up participating in 4-H. The mom was in her early 40s. She was really active. She exercised every day. She wasn't a smoker. She ate really healthy. And all of a sudden, one day, she died of a heart attack. And it was really crazy because she was such a healthy woman. You wouldn't think that. But her father had died of a heart attack also. So don't let this curse of the generation affect you and your family. Get screened for these types of things if it runs in your family. Let's move on to reason number 2 you should be screened. Peace of mind. Everyone wants to know that they're healthy and that they're just doing well inside of their bodies. A Scandinavian scientist named Dorothy Bach-Nielsen did a study called "Couldn't You Have Done Just as Well Without the Screening?" In this experiment, she took her participants and had them screened for heart disease, and the ones who came out with a clean bill of health said that they had peace of mind about their health and they just felt good about how they were taking care of themselves, and some of them even went in to do further testing, which probably wasn't necessary. But a New York Times blog by Roni Rabin said that the fear was the number 1 reason why people didn't get colonoscopies to screen for colon cancer. Dr. Ackerson, a man also from this article who's an oncologist, said that people do not understand that a colonoscopy can actually prevent colon cancer. Because when they go into the colon, they can remove those polyps that are benign that could develop into cancer. Everyone fears the unknown, but wouldn't you rather know what's going on inside of your body than have it be too late to treat? Early detection and treatment could save your life. Now, my 3rd reason to get screened hits really close to home for you, literally. The region in which you live, Bueller, has been considered a cancer cluster. You all know that cancer instances have been high here and has made state news. In a Hutch News article called "Cancer Questions," biological tests in the water and at the grade school came out clean, which is good, but it also leaves further questions to be answered. My blood doctor, Dr. Shaker DeKeel, is also an oncologist, and he was asked to come out here and do some testing. I asked him if he thought it was a coincidence that there were so many cancer cases here. He said he didn't think so. He said that Kansas in general has really high cancer rates compared to the rest of the U.S. partly because of all the pesticides we use, and he thinks it's just things in our environment that are causing it. In general, cancer rates have increased over the last 40 years for all of the United States. 1 in 3 people will probably develop cancer in their lifetime, and that's a pretty scary statistic. That is just all the more reason to get checked when you're supposed to get checked. Let's wrap up. All right. Let's move on to a practical application. Now that you know why you should be screened, I'll tell you when you should be screened. The Center for Disease Control gives some general guidelines on when you should be screened for certain things. Blood pressure checks should be at least every 2 years. Cholesterol checks should be every 5 years, with women beginning at age 45 and men at age 35. Colorectal cancer tests need to begin at age 50. Women should get mammograms every 1 to 2 years beginning at age 40. And men should get prostate cancer tests beginning at age 50. And like I said, these are just general guidelines. If you think something abnormal is going on in your body, or if you have a family history of any of these, you should probably get checked sooner. Let's wrap up our time by reviewing what we've gone over. There are so many reasons to get medical screens, but I just gave you 3 today. The first one was if you have a family history of illness, you should be screened. The second one was that getting health screens can give you peace of mind about your well-being. And the third one is the location in which you live has higher cancer rates than other places. The purpose of this speech is not to scare you. I don't want you walking out of here thinking you probably have cancer, but it's to make you aware of the benefits of getting screened and to inform you that getting screened and detecting these illnesses early can save your life. We need to take responsibility for our health and know what's going on inside of our bodies. Each year of good health is another year of quality time with loved ones. It's fishing with your grandkids or kids, walking your dog, doing all sorts of leisurely activities. And so I hope that because of this speech I've prompted you to go get cancer screens and to take health into your own hands. Thank you.